save percent of 943. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just checking. It's 15. Okay. From all over the place. Your tuition's 50 or 60 grand a year.
Yeah.
That's their 19's really playing, right? Huh? So it was Shattuck 19.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't let anybody see you.
Brian might stop by tomorrow before the game.
We were here. I think I came in here a few years ago. They were honoring some national championship. I don't know you and me back to back national champions. Saw my buddy. What is that? National champs, right? remember it being this cold last year.
I don't either.
You were in Ritter a lot. Yeah. Smaller facility, but again, this is still ice. I brought my tennis shoes and came in too, but I might just bring my boots.
I figured the worst thing would be getting in.
Dr. King. Go for the game last year for Hurricane game. I did Val or Abby from Minnesota. Her name was she was like from Czechoslovakia. Oh, lovely. Got it right up top. She had it. I was going for the Abby. I know some of these names. Yeah, sorry. I also play this late game with you guys are doing. You have to do it. Yep. It's all about you. Yeah. Hey, you're on the call. I'm just running the camera.
Tonight I'm saying, I just need to come back and
At least my voice is getting a little bit of a rest.
yeah. Somebody down there, maybe it was up the train.
Yeah.
A couple people across the way. A couple down here. And something like that. My voice should be on a shot by the time we get into the game.
Yeah.
Well, if you need a break, let me know. Let's keep it right shot.
Well, I got blue line, and when they're in the ball, I just got it.
I mean, you keep it.
Oh, I don't zoom in at all.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Starting on time.
Adds Vasily. Yeah, number 2 adds Vasily. You know, that might be it. Dance with somebody,
It's entered that in recently.
Welcome you back inside 3M Arena at Mariucci on the campus of the University of Minnesota. Game number 2, JWHL is Northwood School out of Lake Placid, New York. Second in the league standings. They're going to take on Shattuck St. Mary's, who was invited to come up and participate in this weekend's festivities. Shattuck St. Mary's, really a hockey school located in Faribault, about an hour south of where we are now. Shattuck St. Mary's, by the way, I just looked on their website, 33-7 this far for the Shattuck St. Mary's squad. And their website, it said they're called the Sabres. I did not know that. And Northwood out of Lake Placid, New York, they'll be wearing the home whites, right to left, across your screen. Ocean Default Michelle, the netminder for Northwood School, the Huskies. They've won 10 straight since a 7-5 loss to Stansted back in game number 1 of this season, outscoring their opponents 65-17. The opportunity there coming down the slot was number 20, La Chapelle for Northwood. Kind of a little bit almost a Penn State look with that white helmet and the blue stripe down the middle. Shattuck just the traditional SSM, and here come Shattuck the other way. Shot, save that time. Initial shot that time came from Reka Heisel. Heisel, by the way, a Quinnipiac commit for Shattuck St. Mary's from, I'm just trying to get this right, Szeged, Hungary. Szeged. 32 goals, 29 assists this year for that young lady. Redirect in front goes just wide. Nearly had another one right there for the young lady. And here comes Northwood the other way. Potentially a 3-on-2. Nope, they're just going to dump it in, make a change. Penelope St. Pierre in deep, and we've got a first infraction of the game. Will be a checking. And the cheater in this instance is, looks like number 16, Julie Jebiskova of Shattuck St. Mary's. This one coming just a mere 1:26 into the game. So Northwood School, first power play opportunity to the Huskies. Sarah Martin drawing, number 37 in white. I think on her left wing out there was number 13, Kenna Gillis. And I think, I'm trying to see on the right wing, I think it might have been number 8, Summer McLean. Those of you just tuning in, Naha White with a 2-1 win over the Washington Pride in our first game here at 3M Arena at Mariucci. Northwood just going to send it down low, trying to cycle something. Back up top, that's 15, Tessa Barton. She plays catch with her defensive partner, Riley Griffiths. And it's going to be McLean controlling. McLean still controlling and lost it outside the blue line on a poke check that time, and nicely done by Savannah Stamp. Back in, McLean, drop pass. Couldn't quite connect. Good opportunity. La Chapelle coming down. Actually, it was Barton with the drop pass. I stand corrected. And with a full head of steam is St. Pierre leading the rush for Northwood School. She'll stop and spin here at the half wall with 44 to go in the player advantage. Northwood across far side. Up top. Good puck movement and a goal for Northwood. 2:53 on the power play. Nice shot from the left circle. Cora Major getting the goal. And for Cora, that is goal number 5. And that gets at 2:53. Nice feed across.
And it's 1-0 Northwood. Like you said, Northwood, they've got 65 goals in 11 games, so definitely not uncommon for them to light the lamp. By the way, Mac Sunderbrook, the Shattuck St. Mary goaltender right now. Early stages of this one from 3M Arena at Mariucci. Shattuck tries to get something going in front, unable to do so, but it's kept in that time by the Sabres. Vasily, number 2, doing the honors from that left point. Vasily. Hopefully we're not mispronouncing that name too badly, if at all. Sabres able to keep that one in. Shattuck St. Mary, I believe, just one shot on goal thus far, and that was a big save that time back then by Default Michel. No icing, quickly waved off by the officials, with authority, by the way. As Lily Pratt was coming down, number 32 for Northwood. Behind the play, 24 is Reese L'Esperance. Try to get that correctly. Perry, I'm assuming her sister, is number 25 for Northwood. Northwood already with a 1-0 lead. Puck into the Shattuck zone. That one steered aside that time pretty easily by Sunderbrook. Interesting watching Sunderbrook try to control her defensive traffic. Circled around. Good opportunity. McLean for Northwood. Number 8 in white. That was blocked on the way through, and McLean's actually going to get it back. Backhands it down, finds an open teammate down low. That's Gillis. And Shattuck with an opportunity potentially on the break. Coming down that right side, but was Kate Hall. And Kate continues to have the puck. Walks out front. Opportunity was there, but nobody wearing the maroon. And here comes the other way, Northwood. I wanted to say Northland, but I think that's the old hockey sticks they used to make here in Minnesota many years ago. St. Pierre, 96 in white. Shattuck stops. See if they can get something from their own, try to break it out of their own zone, and they do. Bouncing puck. No icing. Opportunity. Officials quickly on that. Eliminate any thoughts of that. This one, on the other hand, they're going to wave that one off. And Shattuck couldn't control. Over skating it was Northwood. And we play on with 13:54 to go. 1-0 for Northwood. Upended St. Pierre. Incidental contact. By the way, that goal for Northwood back at 2:53, that was a power play tally by Cora Major. That one got out. Yep, the official's right on that. Shattuck the tag. Up and down flow quite a bit early stages of this one. I think Northwood able to kind of set some things up on that power play especially. And had a couple other opportunities where they got a little bit of pressure, consistent pressure. Backhand across, dangerous pass, easily picked off that time by Shattuck. That was Jepiskova. And easy save for Sunderbrook. Kind of like a shortstop with a pop fly back there. And I think I could hear her say, "I got it." 6:59 gone by. Here in the first. Again, Northwood School 10-1. JWHL play coming in. Puck back out to neutral. Shattuck trying to get a little aggressive there, trying to get in on the puck was Mackenzie Stillman. And this will be Schultz, the defenseman. Couldn't quite clear it, kept in. Nice job that time by Anna Monette for Northwood. And puck does squirt out just across the blue line. I'm impressed how fast Northwood just turns that over out of their own zone, and a big opportunity. Save, however, is made. Sunderbrook. I think it was 24 with the opportunity. Reese L'Esperance. Right-handed shot. So focused on the goaltender. Trying to cheat in from the far side was Manette. Oh, that puck took a little turn that it wasn't supposed to off of somebody's skate. And Sunderbrook, the Delaware commit, wisely just puts the mitt down on that one. Looks like you've got 10 gals have committed from Northwood to play collegiate level hockey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we've got 7 from Shattuck. I should say Shattuck St. Mary's officially. Northwood opportunity, right wing, drop pass, shot. That blocked in front. Rebound is tried to get it in front that time. Really, Pratt was on the doorstep. Pratt yet to light the lamp this year. She does have 4 assists, however. Shattuck pokes that one out of harm's way, and we regroup for Northwood with 11:15 to go in the first. Stop spin, Kenna Gillis that time. Gillis has got a couple goals this year. That one goes just wide. Might have been tipped on the way through. Sunderbrook watches that one go wide. Little incidental contact behind the play, just tying up her her offensive player. Puck does come back out to neutral, however. Tessa Barton to lead the way for Northwood. He'll just dump it in low. I think she's expecting one of her wings down there, I believe. Just didn't happen. And Shattuck, cross-ice pass, trying to break it out of their own zone. Hustling in off the bench that time was Kate Elbrecht for Northwood. And Shattuck's just going to dump that one low. Wallander does the honors. Number 5 in maroon. St. Pierre couldn't quite control that pass. Might have had an opportunity one-on-one had she been able to cleanly accept it. As we're halfway through this opening period. 1-0 Norwood. Cora Major. Lone goal so far this hockey game. Okay, here comes Claire Clifford for Shattuck St. Mary's. Going to go in alone because they're changing up 3 behind the play. Should clarify, this is Shattuck St. Mary's, their 19 team. They also have a prep team that'll be playing later today. Actually, I think they might even be up next, if I'm not mistaken. Got a handful of fans in the arena for this one. Might get a few more. I know we've got another Shattuck team coming up, and we've got a Minnesota team from one of the suburbs playing later today. Get a few more fans trickling in. And I think Gopher women hockey play tonight next door over at Red Arena, so maybe we'll get some traffic there. And that puck is loose. Quick whistle. But again, folks might want to come down, watch some of this girls' hockey, and then go watch the U of M next door. Or some of these gals might go next door and watch it as well. If they're not playing, although both these teams will also, I believe, play later. I think tonight for both of them, alternately 6 and 8 maybe. We'll have to double check the schedule. Quick opportunity. Shelllock all over that. Nice save that time after Autumn Kelly made a nice move to get off a good shot from the slot. Kelly, a Long Island commit, 8 goals on the year. Fourth best on the team. Emma Hagens controls low for Northwood. Not Norwood, that's a suburb here out in the Twin Cities. Here comes Shattuck, 3-on-3. Good movement down that left side, controlling the puck this time is number 10 in deep. That was Heisel, who we mentioned earlier, had a great opportunity early on, but Default Michelle was there for Northwood. With 8.5 to go in the first. A 1-0 hockey game. All the way down. No, they're going to wave off that icing. Officials quick on that call. Bring it around far side. Trying to poke that one ahead. Actually, she'll get it right back is Anna Manette. And we've got an offside Northwood player. And we get a whistle. And justifiably, so we got a whistle for an offsides. Easy call for the men in stripes. 2 referees on the ice for this one. I should say officials. I guess neither one technically has the orange armband to be a referee, but officials we're going with. By the way, nice save that time. Ocean Default Michelle. Again, apologize if we're butchering that. 260 goals against average. 893 on the save percentage. 4-1 on the year. I said Northwood, they've won 10 straight since a 7-5 loss to Stansted to open up the season. And Tifo Michelle was the goaltender of record in that game. Because Annette Zuck, the other goaltender, her goals against is .83, and she's 6-0 on the season. 6-0, 4-1. Yeah, I think they'll take that. Either one of them. Face-off will be to her right. Shattuck St. Mary yet to really have any sustained pressure. Couple opportunities that were close. And that one goes wide. Back in front, opportunity is there. Oh, a rebound is there. And big save that time by the Northwood netminder. As she had number 9 right on the doorstep, Sophia Monaco. A couple of good whacks at it for Shattuck. And Monaco will take the draw for Shattuck against St. Pierre. Won by Northwood. Shattuck St. Mary's tries to just dump that one in. Oh, a lot of just up and down fast skating in this one. St. Pierre drops it. Wrist shot. Oh, that might have hit iron going through. La Chapelle with this shot. Nearly 2-0 in favor of Northwood. Of course, we'll get a 1-minute breather after this opening period. Well, 1 minute on the clock. Probably get 2 or 3 minutes of real time. And then they'll Zamboni it after the second period. Puck lost in her skates. Couldn't quite find it that time was Elbrecht. Like Elbrecht wearing the C for Northwood. And here comes the Huskies. 3-on-3 back there. I was trying to get Elbrecht. Couldn't get a good shot off. She was set up, and we're going to have a roughing call, or an interference call, actually. You take your pick. I think either one of them would have been fine, but yeah, La Chapelle going to sit. She kind of got stood up by a defender and then finished her off after that pass. Good call by the officials, I think. 13:41 time of the infraction. First power play of the game for Shattuck. Down by a 1-0 count. See what the Sabres can do here on the power play. Good early puck movement. Number 18 stops, spins down low. That's Davis. DeBus. D-E-B-U-S. Probably DeBus. Cross ice pass unable to kept. Oh, it is kept in. Nice reach that time. Jeviskova to keep it in for Shattuck St. Mary's. And she'll get it back over at the half wall right in front of the old Dutch logo. Shot blocked in front on the way through. 1:13 to go. Player advantage for Shattuck. Another long shot and probably wisely hung on. It was going to go wide, but default Michelle, no chance. 5:28 to go in the period. 1:10 in the Shattuck power play. Northwood couldn't quite get that one out. Kept in Shattuck, and we'll do that face-off thing once again. Except this time it'll be to the right of the Husky netminder. That sequence took all of 8 seconds. Northwood ringing around near side boards. Can they get it out on there? They can. All the way. That one's going to be all the way down. Forced to play at that time was Sunderbrook. Shot on goal from your own end for Northwood. Here comes Shattuck. Trying to get around a defender that time was number 19. That was Hall. And puck comes out. 30 to go. Shattuck power play. Looks like everybody's set up, and here comes Shattuck. Madigan Namke, 14 down the right side. As I say that, they put on a couple of new fresh defenders for Shattuck. Emma Schultz and Ava Karami. And you can hear the stick pounding because the Northwood power play, or Northwood penalty has expired. We go back to 5-on-5. Fresh out of the box that time was La Chapelle looking for an opportunity down that right side. At St. Pierre with her, nothing happening. But we'll see what happens this time with the face-off. Back in the Shattuck St. Mary's end. Only goal of this game so far was Cora Major, 2:53 on the power play. Cora's 5th of the year. Interesting on her roster, it says grad of 27/28. Everybody else has a specific year. High off the glass. In the zone, it stays. Shattuck able to get it out. They're going to wave off the icing. They're saying it was tipped on the way out. Far side boards, nobody there for either squad, so it's going to be St. Pierre near side. Elbrecht from that left wing tries to drop something to find her teammate coming on the slot. Elbrecht's going to go backhand. Rebound. Oh, opportunity that time on net. Sunderbrook got that right pad down and against the post. Keep this a 1-0 game. McIntosh leads it for Shattuck into the zone. Shattuck, yes, yep, everybody did stay on side. Kind of had the wall of Northwood momentarily there with 3 gals right at the blue line, not letting Shattuck get into the zone with any kind of ease. Right in front of the bench, and we've got a whistle. We're going to hand pass, I think. Faceoff should come outside the zone, and it will. 2:45 in the opening 20 minutes. Three on three right at center, and it's going to be Northwood that comes away with it. Couldn't quite get around a defender that time was L'Esperance. And Shattuck, they were nice job on that far side to drag her skate. Jebiskova did not get in offside. 3-on-2 potential from the slot. Rebound is there. Again, Lily Pratt, an opportunity from the slot. Sunderbrook with the save. Pratt had a good opportunity, but Sunderbrook did a really nice job of just squaring up that shooter. Northwood, cross-ice pass. Leading the rush, Autumn Kelly. Kelly, a Long Island commit. Shot, rebound, juicy one, just left lane there, but nothing coming of it for Shattuck. Stop, spin, pass. This little give and go that time by Northwood. They've got to get their offensive player back out of the zone, and Urster does come back out. Hagens was there as well on that play, number 11 in white. First time I think we've called her name this afternoon, or this morning, I should say. I guess technically it's still morning here. 10:30 local time. Maybe some of the Northwood fans out in Lake Placid watching a little hockey having some early lunch. Oh, nice move that time by Shattuck coming in. Oh, backhand, big pad save. Lucien to Faux Michelle. Read that extremely well. Got the right pad down. Claire Clifford's like, how did I not get that goal? Nice move, though, by Claire to get in and with the opportunity for Shattuck. Probably one of their two best opportunities to light the lamp. And right there, Defoe Michelle leaves that for her teammate. Puck pops up. 45 to go in the period. Intensity has definitely picked up on the SSM side of things. Vasily will just leave it far side. Almost a bit of a turnover there. Well, one nice thing you notice with both these teams, a loose puck does not stay loose for long. Somebody is on it quick, either in white or in maroon. Northwood looking to get last opportunity from the right dot. And that one goes wide of the cage as the final seconds will tick off. And 20 minutes gone by. 1-0 Northwood. Cora Major with the only goal, a power play tally. Yeah, I could hear the horn sounding. Both teams still gathered at their respective benches, getting final words from their coaches. Trevor Gilligan, head coach of the Northwood School. Click on the Shattuck website. It's like Sarah Murray is the girls U19 head coach for Shattuck. Coached at St. Mary's University in nearby Winona, Minnesota for 4 years before joining Shattuck in the fall of 23. Interesting, I'm just reading a little further more on Sarah Murray. Spent 4 years as the head coach of the South Korean national team, including leading the unified Korean national team at the 2018 Olympics. And she's a 2026 grad of SSM. It's a heck of a story. You get to coach the Korean team. A long way from Faribault, Minnesota. As we are underway, period number 2. We got a puck pop out of play. And we'll get a fresh frozen disc. Game 2 of 6 games here today at 3M Arena at Mariucci. Shattuck will bounce that one around to the well. Would be nice, but except it's going to be on goal. And forcing to cover it is Defoe Michel. Ocean Defoe Michel is said an RIT commit. Rochester Institute of Technology, I believe it is. Shattuck St. Mary's looking for the equalizer. High backhand across, nothing doing that time for the team in maroon. And here come the white sweatered. Oh, St. Mary's, she did stay on side. That was like a gymnastic stretch to keep that left leg on the ice. Another job, Shattuck St. Mary's keeps it on side. Back in front, nobody there wearing maroon. Right idea, however, by Shattuck St. Mary's to send it in front. 14 in white, Kate Elbrecht leading the rush. She's an RPI commit, so we got RIT, RPI, and we have a 1-0 hockey game as that one could not connect. Shattuck St. Mary, opportunity, quick shot, and big save that time to Defoe Michel. That was Jabaskova. Jabaskova's going to play at Maine, by the way, number 16 in maroon. Going to go from a saber to a black bear. Lovely Orono, Maine. Northwood's going to keep that one in far, or near side, I should say. Backhand, dangerous pass that nearly sent Shattuck in alone on a break. And they still nearly get a 2-on-1, almost a 3-on-1, if not for the defensive presence of Summer McLean. 8 in white. Check that wasn't McLean. That was Cora Major, I should say. 9, not 8. Now here's McLean down the left side. Major doing it all this far. She's got the goal and then a really nice defensive play there to stop what would have been a, like I said, potential 3-on-1 for Shattuck. Shattuck keeps this one in near side. Half wall. Bunch of whacks at it from both teams, and it's going to be Shattuck taking away. Going to the floor. Oh, that went off a skate. That was off of the skate of Major that time, but Defoe Michel read that one well. It was Maggie Wallander. The opportunity. Wallander is going to play for Wesleyan. Shot in front. Got blocked in front on the way through. Trying to get something set up as Emma Hagens just dumps that one in deep for Northwood. The Northwood School 19U out of Lake Placid, New York. They are the Huskies, it says. 16 and a half to go in this second period. We stay 1-0 Northwood. Northwood down low, tried to get it to Pratt. And it's going to come around near sides. Shattuck St. Mary's tries to poke it out, and there it goes. Cleanly brought out by Hale. 7 in white, Megan Holmes. 2028 grad for Northwood. Kept in near side. That was Reese Combe. Combe, number 2 in white. She's committed to Stonehill. And just dump back in. We're going to get a pretty much a 3-player change, it looks like, for Shattuck St. Mary's. As poking that one out of the zone was Reese L'Esperance, the Esperance. Yeah, dump back in. Souvenir up into the stands. Face-off will come, I believe, just outside the Northwood zone. Actually, they're going to move it out to the dot at center ice. On the big maroon and gold M. That's not a W for Wisconsin. It's just the angle of the arena that we're on. And all the way down for icing. Go for hockey fans, of course, they often will say better dead than red. So, pretty big. All that Wisconsin love that they get here in the Twin Cities. .12 to go in the second. Both teams with some opportunities in the opening 5 minutes of this period. Backhand, forehand, tied up nicely that time on a really good defensive play that time by number 20 was LaChapelle. And quick shot, read really well that time. Sunderbrook all over that for the big save. I believe it was LaChapelle actually with the shot as well. 20 in white. Out there with Penelope St. Pierre, 96, and number 14, Kate Albrecht. 8 on the draw is Kenzie Grabie. Grabie, a Merrimack commit from Shattuck. And we'll do this draw thing once again with she and St. Pierre. Controlled by the Huskies. Back up top over there. Shot through traffic. Hit, I believe, her own player's skate. Puck did get out. Northwood will tag. They do. We play on. After they dump it back in, Tessa Barton. Number 15 in white. This one all the way out. Should be an ice. Arms are in the air, and indeed there is our whistle. 14:21 to go. Period 2. And just like we recently had, we'll have another face-off to the right of Mac Sunderbrook, the Shattuck St. Mary netminder. Down. This time we'll have a face-off to the right, but it'll be in the other end that time. And Tifo Michelle will be the goaltender of record at that end. Kept in nicely by Shattuck St. Mary's with that half wall. Tried to get it across. Jeviskova couldn't quite get the stick on that one. Back up top, far side. Jeviskova circles. Tries to get it across, couldn't do it. Knocked down in front. Cleared out by Northwood. It was number 13, Kenna Gillis, with both the block and the clear for Northwood School. Looks like Shattuck's going to change 4s that puck deep into the Northwood end. Long outlet. Gillis got a piece of that to wave off the icing. And Northwood is going to put a entire fresh 5 on the ice. That puck was tipped on the way through. Aggressive play that time. Sophia Monaco to come in and briefly have an opportunity for Shattuck. Instead, it's the other way with number 18, Kelly. Kelly watched it at the half wall, tries to poke it back up to the point, unable to do so. And here comes Shattuck the other way with McIntosh leading the way. And change up a couple behind. Through it top of the slot, nobody there wearing maroon. Shattuck will get it back in their own zone. 12:40 to go. Second period. 1-0 in favor of Northwood. Again, Core Major the only goal. 2:53 of the first on the power play. Since then, it's a lot of good up and down hockey between Northwood and Shattuck St. Mary's 19. We said that Shattuck St. Mary's also has a prep team, which we'll see later today, and another save for Mac Sunderbrook, the netminder for Shattuck St. Mary's. Interesting stat. I was looking at the Shattuck stats. You've got Mac Sunderbrook and Aaron Monk, their other goalie. Both have played 1,710 minutes. They're both 15-4. Mac has Sunderbrook a .7 goals against average. Save percentage .943. Played 19 games, has 11 shutouts. Hey, that's pretty good. The other thing I noticed about their two goalies, Max Sunderbrook, North Richland Hill, Texas. Aaron Monk, their other netminder who we'll see in other games. She's from Tampa. It's got to be a little bit of a culture shock going from Texas and Florida to Faribault, Minnesota, I would think. I mean, Faribault's a nice town and all. Front, nearly an opportunity there for Northwood. Coming back, picking the pocket. L'Esperance. Tried to get it in front, couldn't get it. She was coming down the slot. Shot, good look there. That goes whistling just wide off the stick of Riley Griffiths. First time I think we mentioned Griffiths, who's going to play at post. Oh, good, nice move that time. Top of the slot shot. And good read that time. Sunderbrook all over the shot from Elbrecht. But a nice job by Elbrecht, the Dika defender, create an opportunity for herself there near the top of the circles. But we stay at 1-0. Draw, Northwood. Spinning that time, La Chapelle. Shot on, it's a goal. La Chapelle with a riser from the dot, and it's 2-0 Northwood. Time of this one, 9:05, period number 2. And for La Chapelle, that is goal number 10. Ties her with Summer McLean and Penelope St. Pierre for the Northwood lead. So we said Northwood comes in there 10-1-0 in league play. They've won 10 straight. Outscored their opponents 65-17. Shattuck, which plays really like about a 50 to 55 game schedule per year, is 33-7 overall coming into this weekend. Again, they're here as a guest of the JWHL. Upended Northwood player, no penalty. We play on. Each team does have one infraction. Northwood scored on the power play. Shattuck did not back in the first period. For some reason, the clock has stopped. Not sure if they are even aware of that on the ice. Hey, I guess we get some free hockey. Looking over to the box, and the clock operator doesn't really seem to be noticing. Officials don't seem to be noticing. No, we're going to play on. Thought maybe we get the whistle, then maybe they'd notice the clock has stopped. How long can we go? Nope. think the gal in the box just kind of glanced over. No, still stuck on 10:38 to go. You can hear some of the fans trying to holler about the clock. Backhand. Oh, that goes just to the side of the net after the stave that time. Sunderbuck. Damn, we've got a whistle. Officials, I think, going to go over and ask why the clock didn't run. Is it a malfunction? Is it... And the discussion continues over in that area. And they're going to knock it down to... Well, they just took 3 minutes off the clock. I don't think it was 3 minutes of action, but now let's see if the clock starts this time. There it goes. Okay. Operator error, we call that, yes. I thought maybe the technology had frozen up on a balmy day here in the Twin Towns where we're... As I go to my phone and it says the temperature is still 15 below. And it's still 2-0 Northwood on another save that time by Sunderbrook. Face-off will come to her left. Won by Shattuck. Can they poke it out of the zone? They can. Again, number 5 that time for Shattuck. Wallander was the player that got that one out. And regrouping opportunity. Coming in that time aggressively was Clifford. She nearly had one earlier for Shattuck. And this is 13 in there, number as Gillis. Gillis stays with it, just backhands that one in out of harm's way, and then she hops over the bench as number 11 comes on, Emma Hagens. 2-on-1 potential for Shattuck. They've got a gal coming on the side. Backhand goes just wide. Wallander with the opportunity. She had, I believe that was Heisel coming down the right side. Don't check that. It was Clifford, I should say, coming down the right side. So Shattuck nearly gets on the board, but instead they stay down by a 2-0 count. Backhand in front. Oh, that was tipped just wide in front by Northwood's number 18, Autumn Kelly. Shattuck brings it back. Yeah, take it down. Easy call. St. Pierre's going to sit down for a trip with 5:54 to go here. Period number 2. 14:06. I stand corrected. That's Riley Griffiths. 26. 96 is St. Pierre. Sorry to the Penelope St. Pierre fans, but it is Riley Griffiths, a defender, to sit. From the left, quick shot. That goes off with Tifo Michelle. Not sure she had a good look at that one, but made the save nonetheless. Man, on the kill, short-handed, Northwood into the zone. Goes wide of Sunderbrook. 1-on-2. Kind of like what they saw Northwood did there on Katie Elbrick. Able to go in 1-on-2 and take a few seconds off that clock on the shorthanded situation. See if Shattuck can get something going this time down the ice. Leading the rush is Heisel. Intercepted, and instead it's going to be a shorthanded opportunity. Sarah Martin, backhand, forehand, and it stays 2-0. Oh, quick whistle. Sarah Martin, great opportunity, shorthanded. Sunderbrook tried to stretch all out to get that right pad down, kept it against the post. Might have got the benefit of a quick whistle. Remember, Shattuck is on the power play right now, which has 49 seconds to go in the player advantage. But it's been Northwood with the better scoring opportunities in this 5-on-4. Shattuck's in going low circle, back up top. Little pitch and catch up high. They're going to send it back far side. Tried to get it down. Martin got in the way of that one. Nemke for Shattuck trying to get it. Rebound is there. Oh, how did that not go in? Defoe Michelle sprawling, and I think she got the glove on that. You're Shattuck, you got to be thinking, boy, is this going to be one of those days? And backhanded down into the zone. Power play expires right now. We go back to 5-on-5 hockey with 3:50 to go in the second. Remains 2-0 Northwood. Huskies send it out far side. Erster. That goes wide of the cage. Coming in, I think it might have been fresh off the bench that time, was number 27, Cadence Wright. She's going to play at Lindenwood. I believe that's in Missouri. Didn't get all of that one. And covered up quickly, Sunderbrook. .320 it says on the clock. 2-0 it says on the scoreboard where it's tries to cut to the middle. Maybe should have shot at one defender earlier. As it was, it goes just wide off a Hagen's stick. Good pressure that continues this time by Northwood. Nice pass to herself off the boards that time. That was kind of a cool move there by Kelly. Backhand across, puck is loose and it's in. Scramble in front. I think it's going to be Ryan Erster. But let's see who gets to the bench first. And it is Erster. And for Erster, goal number 1. Get that young lady the puck. Time of that one, 17:04. Erster off the scramble, and it's 3-0 Northwood. Momentum clearly on the side of the Huskies now. Well, I think you look back at that power play Shattuck had just a few moments ago. Northwood got the better of that, and they've got a little extra giddy up in their step. So we're into the final 2.5 minutes of period number 2. Backhand in front, nobody there. But again, Northwood able to keep it in the Shattuck zone. And that puck is kept out nicely right at the bench. Riley Griffiths. And that puck does squirt out. Shattuck maybe with an opportunity. Maybe not, because it was 1-on-3 at the blue line. There's Griffiths once again. Far side, Elbrecht. Just kind of dumps that one in off the end board as her 4 teammates change. Opportunity in front. Oh, couldn't quite get. Thought she might go to the shot that time was LaChapelle, the BU commit. Said she tried to pass it across for a potential tip-in by St. Pierre. Elbrecht. Try to get it in front again. Looking for the tip that time. Is charging down the slot was LaChapelle. Good puck movement by Northwood. Shattuck might be happy just to get out of this period down 3. Again, another opportunity. That hit a defender on the way through. With Elbrecht, 14 in white, all the way down. Should be an ice. Probably a much needed ice for SSM. There's 65 seconds officially left in the period. Did have that while where the clock didn't go, and they just said, we'll take 3 minutes off. Combe in deep. Number 2 in white. Kept that one in. That one does squeak out. Northwood. Oh, that one got overskated by the defense. Quick wrist shot. Again, big save that time. Sunderbuck. She's made quite a few of them late in this frame. That was McLean with the opportunity. This game could easily be 4-5-0 in favor of Northwood, if not for the Shattuck goaltender. All the way down. Should be an eye. No, they're going to wave it off. Coombe pokes it around. Kept in Shattuck. Can they get an opportunity in the final 10 seconds? Nope. Going the other way. Gillis, can she get a shot off with 6, 5? Quick shot. Oh, that hit iron. It was nearly 4-0. McLean in the closing seconds. Instead, 3-0 Northwood. As we take a break, they're going to resurface here at 3M Arena, Marici, and we'll come back with third period action in a while. You're watching JWHL hockey.
You the man.
What's that?
You the man. That's why you in charge.
How can I be the man when you're the man? We're no Brian.
good on the home front?
I guess. It's Kate Watson.
Watson.
Yeah, they have Kate Hall on here.
Like you said, she hasn't done anything.
Told me. But you know what? Somebody's watching. Still waiting for Shattuck, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Evan just got up.
Really? Oh, did it?
Yeah, Julie's working from home. And his class of the bowling team doesn't meet on Friday.
No.
So they probably close today anyway. But
I'm just in a fog.
well, dead ass tired. All right. And we welcome you back inside 3M Arena at Mariucci at the University of Minnesota, where we get set for third period action between the Northwood School and Shattuck St. Mary's 19. 1-0 after one, and then Northwood with a couple more goals in period number 2. Core Major in the first, and then it was Noel LaChapelle and Ryan Erster scoring for Northwood. Quick roster update, by the way. Shattuck St. Mary's, we've been saying number 19 is Kate Hill, which is what the roster that was given us. It's actually Kate Watson, we were informed, between periods. So 19 is Kate Watson, not Kate Hill. And the person that told us was really cool about it said, yeah, you guys got, somebody gave you the wrong info. So, all right. Anyway, bottom line, it's 3-0. I think we've got the rosters correct now. We've got a early penalty, and it's going to be a check against. It's going to be against Northwood. Going to the bench is number 15, Tessa Barton. Third power play of the game upcoming for Shattuck St. Mary's. Just 22 seconds into the third. Don't want to quite say it's a gotta-have-it power play, but when you're down by a 3-0 count early in the third, it's pretty much you need one here. Since you get the team like Northwood, we said Northwood they've won 10 straight coming into this one. Allowed just 17 goals in 11 games. So every advantage you get, you need to take for your Shattuck St. Mary's. And let's see if the Sabres can break it out of their zone cleanly. They can. Crossing center, whipping through. Number is Jabiskova. Carries it in deep. She had an opportunity, I think it was the back of the second period, had a really good opportunity for one. Long shot, that was off the blocker, read nicely that time. Tifu Michelle. And back down it goes. Northwood able to put a fresh 4 on the ice. Looks like Shattuck's going to keep their same 5 halfway through this power play opportunity. Stop, spin, tried to drop it back out as they were making a change behind the play. And that just left Northwood an opportunity to send it all the way down, which they did. Comes Shattuck, 3-on-3 into the zone. Tried to get it across, below the end line, the pass from Graby over to Monaco. But again, cleared out of the zone by Northwood with 30 seconds left in the player advantage. Just looking at Shattuck's website. They played in Denver last weekend. Took 3 of 4 out there. Yeah, their lone loss was to the San Jose Sharks. Out of Team Colorado beat the Lady Ducks, beat the Sharks, and then fell to the Sharks in the last game of the tournament. Full strength, by the way, for Northwood. Here's St. Pierre on that left side. Drop pass, quick shot. And read very well that time. Sunderbrook with another save. And she has made plenty this morning. That time La Chapelle with the opportunity. You can hear some music cranking out. One of the teams for the next game warming up in the concourse. Here at 3 Marina Mariucci. Saw a couple players from Naha when I got to the rink this morning, and they had like a big boom box on wheels kind of thing. Had some fancy glow colors to it, and I was just happy to have coffee at that point. They were out there, they were ready to jam. Then they went out and they beat Washington 2-1 in the early game. And if I'm not mistaken, looking ahead on the schedule, at 6 o'clock, Naha is going to play Northwood at 6 o'clock. Shattuck will play again tomorrow. If I have read the schedule correctly, as we said, there have been a few changes kind of late with teams getting into the Twin Cities a little bit late. And I think other teams wanting to get out of here early tomorrow with the storm that's scheduled to affect the East Coast over the weekend. With 16:15 to go in this one. So at the Northwood School. Erster and La Chapelle back in that second period, we said. La Chapelle, I guess La Chapelle got the goal in the first as well. Oh, he took that guy. That's a penalty. Quarter major from La Chapelle. They scroll through the score sheet online. It was Autumn Kelly and Emma Higgins, by the way, with assists on Erster's goal late in that second period. And Kate Elbrick, by the way, had a goal on La Chapelle's goal in the middle of that frame. So right now, La Chapelle's got a goal and an assist, number 20 in white. And here comes Northwood into the zone. 3-on-3, changing a couple defenders behind the play. Let's get a fresh set on the blue line. And they're going to change up a forward as well with 15 to go in this one. Minutes, that is. And is that kept in? No, it is finally poked out by Jabaskova of Shattuck St. Mary's. Shots unofficially 23-15 Northwood. According to game sheet stats. Northwood wins the draw. It comes to center ice, and I thought they were offsides there. Officials disagree. It's like Pratt just was able to keep her blade on the blue line. With Pratt, number 32, she's going to play at Wilkes. Commit for that. All the way down. Will it be? Nope, no ice. No, they're going to call icing. I thought the official had his arms out like he was waving it off. And face-off will be back in the Shattuck zone to the right of Max Sunderbrook. Cost of 2026, I should say. Going to be a blue hen at Delaware. Another quick shot. That goes way wide off the stick of Martin. Martin had a short-handed opportunity back in that second period. But Sunderbrook did a nice job with the save on that one. Kept her right pad down, keeping that puck out of the net. Here comes Shattuck, left side, fighting off the check that time. Deep into the zone is number 9, Sophia Monaco. Monaco, a class of 2028. Northwood opportunity. That was blocked in front that time by Watson. Kate Watson, number 19. By the way, we have the official name correct. Thank you for who that was that updated us. That one never got through, and I'm not sure that Sunderbrook saw that one all the way. 13:25 to go. Still 3-0 Northwood. That over right at neutral. Aggressive forecheck that time by 22, Mackenzie Stillman. For Shattuck St. Mary's. Actually, first time I believe we called Mackenzie's name tonight. 2026 grad year. Whistle. And face-off will be outside the Shattuck St. Mary's zone. .12:43 to go. Shattuck opportunity off the draw. Couldn't control the puck for long, however, was Julie Jeviskova. She's had a nice game, I think, for Shattuck today. Had some good opportunities, had some good puck movement. A few fans in the stands here at Mariucci Arena, 3M Arena at Mariucci. Sorry. For us locals, it's still the XL Energy Center instead of Grand Casino Arena where the Wild and two-time PWHL champion Minnesota Frost play. Got that new sponsorship. You still got hard to break old habits. 2-on-1 potential. Across. Couldn't get the good shot off. That was St. Pierre on the far side. Couldn't quite control the pass from La Chapelle. Yeah, collision there in the corner. We shall play on. I think the Frost, actually, speaking of them, they lost kind of a heartbreaker in overtime a couple of nights ago. Marie-Philippe Poulin, the Canadian superstar, with a tremendous backhand to win that one. Of course, she'll be at the Olympics, I'm sure, for Team Canada. Down low, Northwood. Speaking of the Olympics, Northwood, they're out of Lake Placid, New York. Of course, USA hockey fans understand the relevance of someone from Lake Placid. Puck does come out, and they did tag out. I thought the SSM girl got in a little late before that time, but we shall play on. The official, to his credit, was right there on the blue line. Shattuck St. Mary looking to get that goose egg off the board. Another big save that time, steered away by Sunderbrook. Keeps her team down just 3-0. Kept in right at the blue line. There's a couple of nice moves down the right side there as Riley Griffiths finally gets it across. Down low, we got a penalty upcoming on Shattuck St. Mary's. Cinnamon Weaver to sit, I believe, is who they called it on. Yeah, she knew it right away, too. She could see her kind of head look up like, oh, yeah. Yep, I made an error. Did not see the official call it. It was a trip or a hook. Hook, I've been told, is the official word. $10:16 to go. And okay, they do get the clock started there. There was a split second where that clock didn't seem to want to go. Hoping they didn't miss that again. Halfway home in this third period. No goals in the opening 10 minutes of the frame. Still 3-0 though, Northwood. Northwood to, I would say, that was going to say they're looking for the dagger, and I think they just got it. It was LaChapelle with the shot from way out. Couldn't tell if that changed direction on the way in, but it's going to be LaChapelle, I believe, with the goal. And if it is, that's her second of the hockey game. That will come on the power play. The BU commit. 10-14. Time of that power play. And just a riser from way out. Just hitting refresh on the game sheet to see who they give the other assist to. If there's one. Nothing posted yet. We'll let you know when we do find out. 4-0 Northwood. Looks like they're well on their way to winning their 11th straight game. Oh, that one's high just over the top of the net. Now we say it's one of those, one looks so much better on a scoreboard than zero. So let's see if Shattuck can make that happen here in the remaining 9 minutes of this one. Yeah, it's a puck deep into the Northwood zone. Huskies looking to get that one all the way down. No icing the call, as we shall play on. Yeah, we've got a whistle because somebody claiming they didn't touch it, but I don't know. Face off anyway. We'll come back in the Northwood zone. No, it won't. It's actually going to come out of the zone. Everybody was inside the blue line. The Stripes say we're dropping it at the center, and they did. So just backhand this one up. By the way, Kate Elbrecht with an assist on LaChapelle's goal. That'll be her second assist of the afternoon. And Penelope St. Pierre, her first assist of the afternoon. Shattuck couldn't quite get one there. Tifo Michelle on the save again for Northwood Huskies. The Northwood School 19U out of Lake Placid. Again, Shattuck St. Mary's, Faribault, Minnesota. About an hour south of here. I believe Shattuck will play, I believe this is their only game today. And 2 are scheduled for tomorrow. Subject to change. Inside 7 to go in this one. $4-0 Northwood. Yeah, I'm just glancing. Shattuck scheduled for 10 a.m. tomorrow against the Washington Pride. 6 o'clock tomorrow against the Pacific Steelers. Of course, we'll have those games for you here on the old YouTube. JWHL action. In front, Shattuck an opportunity, but all over that one is Tifo Michel. And the shutout remains with 6:15 to go. I don't know if you can hear that. Somebody's warming up in the concourse, basically below us for that next game. Who I believe is the other Shattuck squad. I think Shattuck St. Mary's Prep is the next game. And I want to say they're playing. I don't know. We had a change in the schedule. We're trying to see. Looks like they've got them to play Stansted, I believe. Stansted 10-1 in the JWHL. That should be a good one as well. Game scheduled to start at noon here local time. And judging, it'll be pretty close with 5:40 left in this one. In front, couldn't quite get it all the way across that time to Elbrecht. And icing is the call against Shattuck St. Mary's. .532. It says. Again, 4-0 Northwood. They had 1 in the first, 2 in the second. And LaChapelle with her second of the game here in the third. Shattuck down that left side. Stop. Spin. Javiskova, we said I think she's had a nice game for Shattuck St. Mary's. Thinking about a wraparound. Couldn't get across. Out in front. Nobody able to connect that time for Shattuck St. Mary's. Looked like they were trying to get Heisel in front. Number 10. Heisel, a Quinnipiac commit. We've got an upended SSM player, but we do play on. I just saw her going on. I did not see how she went down, so officials deemed no penalty. And here comes SSM. They're just going to dump it in, make a big change behind the play. 5 fresh skaters for Shattuck. Nearly an intercept that time by Shattuck coming off the bench. Opportunity that time, Maggie Wallander. And overskating the puck that time was Reese L'Esperance. L'Esperance. That's probably, I'm guessing, a little more accurate. It's L'Esperance. L'Esperance? That's right. I took Spanish in school. Shattuck, can they get that one out of the zone? They can. Opportunity, 2-on-1 potential for the Sabres. Shot! Oh, going just wide off the stick of Monaco. It's a few one of the better chances for Shattuck St. Mary's. And hustling back defensively that time was Vasily. Vaszioi. Vasily. Hope I'm not butchering that name. Again, we weren't able to get phonetic activity on the names. Martin down low. Tried to get it in front that time. Emma Hagens was kind of waiting on the doorstep for a feed. That shot through. Nice save that time. Sunderbug read that one well. And we've got a broken stick behind the play. The official's holding. So there's a few $100 gone. one of the Northwood players. Face off in the zone of Northwood. 3:14 to go. Up, but not out. Kept in at the blue line by Eloise DeBus. Going to be going to St. Scholastica up in Duluth. Is Eloise. Going to be a Saint. DeBus, and good look that time by Ocean Stifo Michel, the netminder for Northwood. .245 to go in this one. As we said, Northwood's got a game coming up, I believe 6 o'clock our time, against Naha White. Go back to the hotel, get a little bit of a nap, get some lunch, stay indoors. We said coldest weather in 7 years in the Twin Cities this weekend, or today and tomorrow at least. Quick shot! And the shutout stays intact with another blocker save for Michelle. 2 minutes to go. And yep, offside that time. Hale got in just a stride or two before the puck did. And the face-off will come just outside the blue line of Northwood. Here comes St. Pierre. Shot. Good save that time. Sunderbrook got the stick down. Blocker, or the pads were down as well. St. Pierre does have an assist, number 96 in white. Goes just wide of the cage here at 3M Marina at Mariucci. La Chapelle, that got blocked on the way through. Might have been Hale. La Chapelle a little too far. La Chapelle thinking Hattie. Long blast wide of the cage. I'm not sure Sunderbrook ever saw that, judging by her reaction. Inside the final minute of play in this one. Down the slot, goes off the skate. Nice defensive play by Karami. Karame? Here's La Chapelle up top. Off the wall. Trying to think maybe a little give and go that time with the Reese Lay response. The Esperance. Puck around, puck out. Shattuck, maybe one last opportunity to get on the board. Try to use her defender as a screen, but that puck went off the skate on Heisel's attempted shot. 10.9 to go in this one. That was blocked by a defender. That was Martin with the block for Northwood, who was going to win this hockey game by a count of 4-0. Oli La Chapelle, 2 goals and a helper. Number 14, Kate Elbrecht, couple of helpers as well. As Northwood wins this one 4-0. And they will play Naha White, scheduled 6 o'clock local time this evening. SSM, they'll be back on the ice 10 a.m. tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for being with us, and we'll see you later for JWHL Hockey.
20 for shots.